All right, now we would like to invite up Mr. Goodrich, who will read to us an inspirational poem. Please put your hands together.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Poem, really. I've written a lot of songs and lyrics and so on. But I just want to read something here. It says here, I misplaced my glasses, so excuse my reading here. One can measure the amount of joy a child brings to a home. There's much laughter and hugs when a child is around. He gets a special name before he's born. My son, his name is Huon, V-O-N. I put that because I taught music and I still teach music. I just wanted him to have some of the composers are from Germany, so I put V-O-N, Huon, he plays the piano also. Much preparation comes into play when you're going to give that child a name. Yeah? Would you please call him after this one or that one? But I was interested after the composers, so he's Huon. I am musical, so I wanted a name for my son, so I went to the German composer. I called him Huon. So names are tried and before a child is born. And when the child is on his way, when it's close, you try different names, you try this one, and it's very interesting. I told myself, my mother, I don't know my mother. My mother died when I was a baby, so I don't know her. And my father had 8 children, and he was a shoemaker. I'm from Trinidad, and he couldn't support with 8. So my uncle stepped in. I think the Lord had a hand in this, because his wife taught me the piano. And I taught my son piano, and he plays, he has played in several churches, some of the islands, and so on. So try to give your child the opportunity to learn an instrument, because it can go fast. You step in the hall, there's a piano, and so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you agree? Yeah, you can show off. Because I remember when I was small, we were living in Grenada at that time. And after school, I would go home and get to the piano, open the window, because I know some of the teachers would be passing. I like to show off. And my son, he was terrific. I mean, he's terrific. When I was teaching him, I would open the door, I live in Canarsie, and people would hear, oh my goodness, do that first. Show off your child. And the last thing, when you have a child, or you have children, don't just go downtown Brooklyn or any place. Travel. Go to Virginia, North Carolina, and so on. I remember on mornings when it's time to go, we'd go there to have breakfast. My wife would make this, and so on, and do all that for your children. Travel and see places. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we were also given some really great news last week. We've been told that the petition to rename the street Nasir Carden Paris Way has been approved. I'd like to call up the next speaker. This is our representative of District 46 of Canarsie. Please put your hands together for Mercedes Nasir.
It's a pleasure to be here with you.
that in a time like this, it's quite difficult as a mom of 4 children to be present, but we call it still a celebration because we not sure why a 2-year-old will be gone so early. But having said that, I always say that there is a creator, there is universe. And if we try to understand the reason 2-year-old just arrived in the park, sometimes I would say that maybe we're not good enough for the young, innocent folks to stay with us. Either way we're looking at it is not pleasant for the parents, for the people that's left behind in the family, and especially when it's a devastated situation. Having said that, as a representative, I go to many places to talk, but to talk as a parent, to say how we can prevent things from happening. As a registered nurse, I always focus on preventive and how we can bring awareness to situations that we find ourselves to prevent them from happening in our community. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to the Carter Parish Foundation and having folks to put together in a time like that to our foundation. I want to say thank you to all the organizers, all the leaders, and most importantly, I want to say thank you to Tropical Fete for putting this together. A child that really had no chance of getting to know the world, right? Already abused and gone. It's a critical issue, and having the foundation to put this forward, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Because many times things happen, we just move on without creating places and spaces to prevent things from repeating itself. The tragic loss of the young Carter Harris has shook us all to the core. History is a stark reminder of the harsh realities that far too many children face behind closed doors. So that's what exactly this foundation is doing, to bring it in the forefront and prevent it from happening. As a community, as a society, we cannot turn a blind eye to the suffering of our most vulnerable members, especially the innocent ones. We must come together to break the cycle of abuse, to create a world where every child feels safe, loved, and protected. But this requires more than just good intentions. It requires action, just like the foundation is doing. It requires each and every one of us to speak up against abuse, to support survivors, and to hold those folks that committed the act accountable. Tonight we honor the memory of a young Nazir Carter by renewing our commitment to this cause. We pledge to be vigilant, to listen to the voices of the children. Sometimes when children speak, we have a tendency to say that they don't know what they're talking about. But we need to listen to them and to be their advocates in time of need. We pledge to work constantly, tirelessly, to ensure that no child suffers the same fate as Carter. We must work to address the root causes of child abuse: poverty, inequality, lack of access to resources, and support systems. We must invest in our communities, in our families, in our children, so that every child has the opportunity to thrive and not a single child is left behind. As a council member, I heard you say Canarsie, but I'm a council member that represent Canarsie, Flatland, Georgetown, Bergen Beach, Mill Basin, Mill Island, Marine Park, Garrison Beach, and Chiquette. I represent one of the largest districts in the county. But I can understand why people always associated me with Canarsie, because I grew up in Canarsie. And I have 4 children in Canarsie, so I have business in Canarsie, so everybody always say council member in Canarsie. As a council member, I'm committed to supporting initiatives like yours that promote welfare of our children, that provide resources and support to families in need, and that hold abusers accountable for their actions. But ultimately, the responsibility lies with each and every one of us. We must be vigilant. We must be compassionate. We must be advocates for change. Thank you for being here, for organizing here this evening. And I'm so happy. I heard about the street co-naming. There's a little hiccup in that because it's not a year yet, but I know we all got emotional without going to the woods. So we'll look and continue to make sure each and every one of our children in our community be counted for, be cared for, and have the passion and the compassion to care for them and say that they're welcome to this world. Not only to get the name when they come in, but for us to continue supporting our children, our youth. And I was thinking about something else as I was processing how the best way we can remember him, such a young soul. I was thinking about, we spoke to Parks Department to see if we can have a tree from the area and have a name, you know? Yeah, because that's life. Tree is that's life. That's environment. And as the tree open it up, we'll always pass by to be able to see the tree growing in that area. So we don't have the exact place yet, but Park will look for the place for us to tell us how we're gonna do this, to make sure we have a tree in the very close proximity where we used to be. So I would like to present this Carter Harris Foundation with this citation where we can travel with this. I know the tree is gonna stay there, the street stay there, but this can go with you so that we remember the council, the 46th district care about our young people. So this is to present for the work the foundation about to do and continue to keep this young lady, this angel, to be in our heart forever. So I thank you. Thank
And another round of applause here.
And then it was great.
We're going to carry on here with another musical selection. This time we're going to feature our keyboard player, Mr. Eric Toussaint.
Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing?
Let's alive.
Yes.
see the rising sun. Give thanks and praise to the Most High. Don't ever turn away, 'cause the sun burning bright will remove you from darkness. When you see the rising sun, give thanks and praise to the Most High. And He shall reign forever, and forever He shall reign. He is the conqueror, creator of all mankind. He's the deliverer, delivering us all from evil. Is the sufferer, suffering for our sins in the times that we're living in. He shall reign forever, and forever He shall reign. You see the rising sun, give thanks and praise to the Most High. Don't ever turn away, 'cause the sun burning bright will remove you from darkness. You see the rising sun, give thanks and praise to the Most High. And He shall reign forever, and forever He shall reign. Arms open wide, I'm praying unto Jaja, with the Creator in my heart. Wandering all around, He's the only one who guides me, and He will never let me down. Now I realize evil forces cannot harm me. I'm standing strong and survive. In God goes strength, and justice it will find me. When you see the rising sun, give thanks and praise to the Most High. Don't ever turn away, 'cause the sun burns bright will remove you from darkness. When you see the rising sun, give thanks and praise to the Most High. And He shall reign forever, and forever He shall reign. And He shall reign forever and ever. And He shall reign forever and ever. And He shall reign forever and ever. And forever He shall reign.
Thank you. Eric Toussaint. Nadine Crawford. All right, we'd like to bring up our next speaker here, a community activist and a member of the DA's office, so everyone on your best behavior. Put your hands together here for Kara Crawford.
very emotional, knowing why we're here and the circumstances why we're here. So, I have a son myself, and if that ever happens, I don't know what I'll do. You know, so my hat goes out to the mom, Miss Harris, for what she's doing, because this is a joyful time. And a joyful time we have to celebrate and be happy. So I just have this little prayer here I'd like to say. Prayer is the strongest weapon against all difficulty. Faith is the only key of having what we need. Love is the ultimate reason why we live, because it is the nature of God. Hope is the confidence to believe that God's blessings never ends. And in our office, we have a department, which is the Action Center, where we take all complaints. You know, Mr. Gonzalez, his community, if you ever met him, you'll see what I'm talking about. He loves the community and he loves people. We have free lawyers, so please contact me if you all have any difficulties. You know, I know the case is still active, so I can't speak on it. But if you need anything, call me. I am here for you. And Ms. Gonzalez sends his best wishes to everyone. Thank you.
All right, we'd like to bring up our next speaker now. This is also our host. Why don't you put a big round of applause here together for Alton from Hero Tropical Fed. I just learned today too that Alton is also an accountant, so he's going to have plenty of time over the next 2 weeks to handle whatever you guys have. So
good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. Just want to say, when I was first approached about having an event in our space, I pretty much just opened the door. Yes, we have to make money. Yes, we have to be productive, but we are also a community-based organization. And this is the definition of community. A community member unfortunately went through a tragic situation, and we are here to support them by providing them the space to do what they have to do in terms of providing entertainment, remembering the loved one, and also not just remembering, but creating a legacy in terms of moving on with the foundation and with what the council members suggested, the tree as a symbolization of love and creativity. I want to focus on youth and community. One of the speeches in terms of letting the kids learn an instrument. That's what we do in this building 24/7. So our first class day was at 10 a.m. and then our last class day was at I think 3:30, and we had to just postpone one of our still classes. So we are here for the community where we do kids from 5 years old and adults. The adults doing some still pen and some meditation tomorrow. So we are just a community. Anything you need, it's not necessarily about money. If you guys need a break, we sometimes receive funding from the city council and the state, and that's why those funds are there to just supplement those who need the support. I hate to say no to people, and we just provide an opportunity for us to break what I call the cycle of poverty. I really didn't know what I was going to say, and I asked a young lady to speak on my behalf. She was recommended to me because she wanted to do, she's doing in York College computer music production, so I told her, come and see the setup. She understands the cause. I have a lot of faith in her, even though that's our second time meeting and her first time working in Tropical Fed. So I just want to bring her up to say a few words in terms of what she has seen. And she, as a musician, playing piano and other instruments, when I see kids like that, it's just a question of just open the door and give them the opportunity, not be gatekeepers, and that's what we have to do. So, welcome, come on.
Hi everybody, I'm Lovely. First thing first, I want to to say my condolences to the family and friends of Nasir. I didn't know him, but I understand the severity of child abuse, and I appreciate you guys doing this for the awareness of child abuse. He was a young soul gone, and I'm sorry that you guys are all hurting through this pain from what you guys experienced with Nasir. And it's a sad thing living in this world, seeing how people in this world do a lot of things and hurt a lot of people and not realize the severity and the pain that they put on other people due to their actions that they don't really look upon. I've been seeing lately a lot of children, young, old, my age, I'm 18, I see a lot of children dying for absolutely no reason. There is no reason a child should die. There is no reason a family should experience the pain of their child dying. And again, my condolences to you all. And yeah, I appreciate all of this. I'm somebody who has experienced child abuse, and it's a hard thing to be in a position where you don't understand what's going on from somebody that you thought loved you. And yeah, Nasir is a kid. And I understand that it's a hard thing to deal with, but we know God is watching over all of us, and Nasir is now watching over all of us.
Yes, sir.
And yes.
No matter what chance you have, where you stand in life, you always have an opportunity to give somebody a chance, and you never know how that can transform or change their life. A lot of people have given me the opportunity so I can stand here, and now it's my turn to just open the doors for people and also for our future. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are growing something here. This is something new. So if you do see those little blue boxes and they feel a little empty, please open your hearts and your wallets, toss a little in there. There's also QR codes there. If you don't know how this works, please ask some of the children here, and they can help you spend your money here to help get this thing started. Once again, a couple quick shout outs before we take a little break. Special thanks again to Alton and Tropical Fest. And thank you again for the food, which we can all go try a little bit now. It'll be Eat Delicious. Okay. All right, okay. I just heard that my Lamborghini got towed. All right, so once again, special shout out to Eat Delicious Restaurant and Bakery and Miss Barbara's. Also, Jaquel and Taniva back there, thank you for pouring some drinks. We're going to take a short little break, and we have a whole bunch of musical performances for you. It's going to be a celebration here in the second half. Please mingle, talk to everybody, pass the numbers, spread the community cheer, and we will see you guys in about 10 minutes. Wendy. Yes. Is there some music on?
No, I have another event to attend, so I have to get dressed again for another event. I like the way you play, and I told her already, we were looking at them because we do a lot of events, so I said one of the events